Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I am Monica, the Kismet Chemist. If you are new to my channel, welcome to the family. I am honored to have you here. If you are returning, welcome back. I have missed you. In today's reading, we're going to be talking about what the gossip is, what the truth is. So just as technology and humanity has advanced and progressed through change, so have the words that we speak, as well as the meanings that we give to words. On this spiritual journey that we're on, sometimes we're called back to review, to connect with ancient ancestors, called back to remember our origins. It's just this sense of being called back to something. Words are spoken, and when we speak words, they really do weave magic. As long as we know that the intention behind them is the purest form, we understand what is going to come of them. But we weave magic regardless of whether we're aware of the intention behind the words we speak or not. There have been times on my own personal spiritual journey in which Spirit has called me back to the origin of words. A lot of times this has been on my writing journey where I will use a word and then be like, why does this not feel right? I know the meaning, I know the usage, but something about the word suddenly no longer feels like it means what it meant, or it means what everybody thinks it meant. So Spirit calls me back to the origins of the word so I can remember its true form and then use these awarenesses and understandings as a bridge from our ancient ancestors and souls that are walking with us and the ancient souls that we contain within ourselves. This helps to stir pieces of our souls using the familiarity of their own origins. In today's reading, with the moon approaching the first quarter phase in Capricorn, and if you watched the rising sign messages, you know this is when we hit this moon phase, this is the chart that was just bloody with tension and hard aspects and emotional triggers. This building emotional tension and triggers are beginning to stir something deeper within all of us. This sense of deep, mysterious waters. And we all contain these waters within. Spirit called me back to the word gossip, which actually featured a huge prominent role in my own life in the spring of this year during Aries season. It's now returning back in the opposite sign in the energy of Libra. Today, Spirit wants to stir your emotional waters. Doing so based off of the gossip on you. Now, the word gossip is actually derived from God Sib, which has two parts, God and Sib. This actually means, the word gossip actually means, in its original state, to invoke peace, connection, and kinship of the soul. The other meaning of it is to pour out the self or the individual into the earth. It is the pouring of the actual essence of who we are into this physical form, into this world, into the life that we're living. So gossip, or Spirit wants to talk about the gossip on you. It's the truth of the individual poured forth into the world in order to invoke peace, connection, and find kinship with other souls. Or in other words, it's the talk of your true essence as heard by the spiritual realms. Each pile has a signifier card. Spirit asked me to ask you, essentially, as I was doing this channeling, to spend some time with the cards, to get in touch with your heart space, and to truly follow your intuition on this. So I'm going to mute the sound and turn on some music for you guys and give you that time with the cards and the energies. Each of the piles has a written channeled message that Spirit brought to me. Excuse me. The energy is really coming in. Brought to me last night and this morning, and they are incredible. I'm in awe of the messages for each pile. So take some time, and I will see you at your piles. Hello, pile 1. If you chose the first card, it's the card number 7 with Shifting Universes. And with the number 7, I got the Seeker energy, which correlates to a life path 7. So you may be a life path 7 or a soul urge 7. It also corresponds to the Chariot and Cancer energy. This doesn't mean that you have to be a Cancer, sun, moon, rising, anything like that. It just means that where you're at in your life right now, you're stepping more fully into that Cancerian energy and the Chariot energy. And that is the energy of harnessing both the light and the dark within you, both the masculine and the feminine within you. And this card Shifting Universes, despite the book's definition, as I was sitting with this card, I got the image of a puzzle. So, and this has happened in the past on a personal reading, actually, but it was different. So when we're kids, we get these square puzzles. I don't know if you have them anywhere else, but in the US, we had these square puzzles, and there's one square that's missing and then a bunch of little squares, and it gets all jumbled up, and you have to shift everything into the empty space in order to create the puzzle. But I'm going to show you what yours looked like. That is actually what yours looked like. And I did it really slowly because there's a lot of information on this, and I want you guys to focus more on the message for you here. I don't know why that came in so strongly just now, but there's something about you really hearing this message right now. But each of the puzzle pieces are different. They're different sizes, and the empty space looks as though there's only one piece that could possibly fit, but even that doesn't look like it could fit. And the message that I got was that which others would claim to be impossible, a joke or a trick, you solve. Defying gravity as though you are the apple which sparked Newton's theory, never falling, or stopping midair and transforming into an orange or a mockingbird or a kookaburra, perched in the tree, laughing at the structures of the impossible which others create and box themselves in with. You are the epitome of the paradox, for you know this whole existence is nothing but paradoxical blocks which to you are sifting sands or drops of ocean water. And then I got the image of Neo from The Matrix at the very end of the movie, where he breaks the rules of physics and the coding of the Matrix. And the walls bend outwards as he stops the bullets and rises after being shot. And if you know the movie, you know the scene I'm talking about. If you don't, please check out that movie. There's this essence of this is what you are able to do. And then directly after that, I heard the unsinkable ship and saw the Titanic. And the next message that came through was, just like the Titanic being called unsinkable, you know the truth. But you have within you the power to complete the maiden voyage and thereby once more becoming the paradox. The unsinkable ship met the bottom of the ocean in truth. But your unsinkable ship is truly unsinkable, which defies logic, reason, and the structures of possibility. And then I heard a quote from the character John Locke from the TV show Lost. And his most quoted line is, "Don't tell me what I can't do." John Locke in this show, when they crashed the plane on the island, when he got on the plane, he was paralyzed from the waist down and in a wheelchair. When the plane crashed, he was no longer paralyzed. He was up and he was walking. He could feel his legs. And it was a paradox. It shouldn't have happened. He had tried all sorts of different medical treatments. Nothing ever worked. But it was possible. Suddenly it was possible. And in that moment, he decided that there was nothing that he couldn't do. He had lived years in this wheelchair and being told that it was his limit. It made it so that he couldn't do the things that he wanted to do. And he had actually gone on a trip to Australia in order to do what's called a walkabout. But he was not able to walk. So he didn't disclose that when he booked the trip, and they wouldn't allow him on there. And it created this resentment, this anger, but it also turned into a drive to find a way to overcome. He was the one who was always mocked and shamed and guilted. He loved his parents who abandoned him and fell victim to their games, their ploys, to the extent that one of his parents was the cause of him being in the wheelchair, because he was doing what was right. He was doing what was true. He was being honest. He was being true to himself. And it was this empathy that he had that always seemed to land him in the wrong situations and as the scapegoat for so many people in his life. And so when he landed on the island and this miraculous thing happened, he decided there was nothing he couldn't do. He knew magic was real. He knew miracles existed. And he knew that from that point forward, whatever he believed he was going to accomplish. Now, granted, if you've seen the show, you know he kind of becomes the bad guy in this because he turned it into this almost religious fervor, is what I heard, like this excessiveness. But I get the sense that you have the energy of, don't tell me what I can't do. I am a walking miracle in this life, so don't tell me what isn't possible. Because anything that you tell me is impossible, I will prove to you actually is possible. And this goes directly into the essence of who you are. And then I got 4 movies, and they may be synchronistic. They may have messages for you. I'm just going to tell you guys the movies. And if it resonates, if it's something that you feel within yourself, oh, I should check this out, please do. If not, just leave it behind, but know that this may repeat at some point in your life. I got The Matrix, Titanic, Inception, and the labyrinth. So how this reading is going to work now is this side is going to be the illusion of who you are. So the modern gossip. This is the true gossip. This is the true essence of you. Excuse me. So we're going to start over here. We have 25 with sexual energy. And then we have 53 with soul radiance and phoenix rising. Okay. What I'm getting from this energy here, and again, this sexual energy is the card number 7, but then we have the card 8, or reduces to an 8 with soul radiance and phoenix rising. So the gossip that is in the modern day, the illusion, and this may be coming from others. I'm actually kind of getting the essence that this is coming from others that don't quite see the truth, is that that your phoenix moment is only coming because of your sexuality, your sensuality, what you give to others. It's kind of this energy of it's just because of his or her looks. It's just because of this or that. That's what the perception outwardly is, and it's nothing but an illusion. Let's take a look at these first, because there's some, it's almost as though it's an illusion, but there's something more here. So let's take a look at the truth. We have 11 with new day. And then we have 20 with innovation and new creations. That makes so much sense. Okay, so what this is showing me here, what I'm hearing, and if you look, both of these figures on the cards have their arms upright, but here the wings are aligned with the arms, so they're attached to her. And here she's holding up the birds. The truth of the matter here is the essence of it is the perception is that you rise as others see you, as others find you attractive physically, as others believe that you're giving in a state of manipulation. But in reality, you have shifted out of the Phoenix rising energy. And the real truth is that you create new. And this is on a whole different level of new creation, as in you take disparate pieces and you harness them within yourself and you create newness. It's like creating an entirely new universe within the universe that we live in, knowing that it's not the only universe, and knowing that you can shift all the pieces around as you need it in order to bring about whatever it is that you are called to create, you are called to invent, you are called to, and others find it unfathomable is the word I'm getting, unfathomable. But because you are the paradox, what you create may look like something that has existed, but the essence of it is completely new. Every new day you create new. And in that way, you completely and utterly shift everything. So whereas the puzzle that we began with may have pieces that look as though they wouldn't fit, every day you create a new piece in order to, it's kind of like cheating the system. It's like overriding the code. You're creating a new piece, and replacing so that everything flows in harmony. And others just don't understand how you do that. They think that it's just you take this from other people, or you use this to elevate yourself, and it comes from a place of I just keep hearing the word manipulation. Like, people may have accused you of manipulation, and I get the sense that you've paused and questioned, am I manipulative? Do I do this? And the truth is, those are merely projections. Those are projections onto you. Because what you do is you understand on such a high level what it's like to both throw something up into the air because you know it's going to fly, and you can do it with multiple things. It's kind of like a juggler energy, but not in like a toxic way. You just bring something new to the world. You show everybody that every day is different than the one before, which means that all the impossibilities that everybody labeled yesterday, they don't exist, because now it's a new day. It's a new opportunity. And every new creation that you make brings about a new change, a new shift. Okay, so we're just going to get some closing messages from the tarot. Spirit, what can they do moving forward? We've got the Knight of Pentacles. What can pile one do moving forward to more fully be in their truth? The Two of Pentacles. Again, this two, this juggle energy. It's like holding two things in your hand when everybody says you have to pick, you have to choose, you have to go. You have to do this, you have to do that. And you're saying, no, I don't need to do that. I don't have to do that, because I already understand. As I move, I scatter the seeds of what I want to plant. And then we've got the Six of Wands. Yeah, as I move, I scatter the seeds of what I want to plant. And I trust and know that I am holding all things within me. And these seeds are growing. These seeds will grow. No, these seeds are growing. Don't tell me what I can't do. I can hold everything. I can do what I choose to do, because I understand that every day is a new day, which means that if I choose to do this thing on this day, rather than doing the other thing, it's a new day. So there's no impossibility, because everything is possible. There's no essence of I have to take from this in order to create this, or I have to give this up in order to have this, because I can have both, because every day is different. Every day is new. It's a paradox, because we all think that time is linear. We think that time is connected. We think that yesterday, today, and tomorrow are all in alignment with each other. Like they just go in a row, and you're going, no, today is here. Tomorrow is here. Yesterday is over here. And I don't care, because when I move into each new day, I move into a new opportunity for new creations, a new opportunity for new innovations. It has absolutely nothing to do with what I look like, my gender, my identity. It has nothing to do with that. It doesn't take me having to be a phoenix. It takes me having to know that the phoenix is all things at all times. The phoenix is the egg, the fire, the ashes, the bird, the baby bird with no feathers, the full-grown plumage that doesn't last very long and returns all the way back, but it does all of these things at all times in all places. On the back, we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is a lot of what you do in the world, and what you do in the world is nothing but successful. And others don't see how that's even possible, because we're taught, and especially in the spiritual community, this comes up so often in readings. I see this so often in readings. You have to choose one or the other. You have to choose this. You have to choose that. You can't do all of it. You're scattering your energy. And something that you have done, or something within you, not what you have done, but it's just the essence of who you are, says, my energy doesn't scatter, because every day that I wake up is different from the day before. Every day that I wake up is a brand new day. And because of that, everything that I create is brand new. And I'm getting this, I don't care if it looks if other people think it looks like what other people are doing, because it's not. The essence of it is not. It comes from these deep roots within me that I have lovingly nurtured, that I know have grown. Just like I said, you scattered seeds and you know they're going to grow. You have lovingly nurtured these seeds and you know that they're growing. And then you go and you walk through the world and you scatter the same seeds, and people don't understand how you can do it. So they may talk, but Spirit is saying the real essence of you is that you bring something new every day. You are the leader of your life. You bring that calling, that judgment energy to others, and it challenges them. It challenges them to the core, so they feel like they have to evaluate or project. And neither one is their course, because their course is what their course is. And you understand that, so you don't even worry yourself about this energy more often than not. I almost get the sense that you guys are hearing just out of sheer curiosity, like, I wonder. But pile one, that's really all I'm getting. Keep doing what you're doing, because what you're doing is literally taking, what I'm hearing is you take fractal energy and you create something. You create a mosaic. It's like a kaleidoscope. You take all the different pieces and you bring them together and you create an entire picture. And as you do this, that empty piece in the puzzle no longer exists. You just pick the pieces up out of there and put the right pieces in. You create the pieces. And so Spirit and the spiritual realm are telling you, this is your path. You're doing everything that you're meant to be doing, and you will be successful. The light is going to shine on you, so people can say whatever they want. They can be like, oh my gosh, like they're only doing this because of this, or they're only doing this because of that. But the real essence of this is that you bring new to a world that believes that there is no such thing as new. You bring new. You are that. And however it looks, however it applies to your life, that is what you are. That is the essence of what has been poured into this physical form from Spirit. And that is the gossip as heard from the spiritual realm for you. So pile one, if this reading resonated, please hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share this video out, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Down in the description box, you can find links to my author page on Amazon, as well as links to donate to my channel. And let us know in the comment section below what you think. Did you know any of this? Is this something that you have heard before? I'm curious, because this is all new energy to me, and I'm very, very excited to work with it. So pile one, thank you again. I love you all. Bye. Hello, pile two. If you chose the second card, the 8 with Yin Yang Lover, this is the gossip on you. This card talks about the energy within the self, a singular person being both yin and yang, harmonized together. The energies I picked up were Leo and Scorpio energy. These don't have to be your astrological placements like your sun, moon, rising. What this is the energy that you're currently embodying at this time. And so the reason why I picked up those is both astrologically, the 8 correlating to the 8th house is Scorpio energy, but also the strength card in the major arcana, which is Leo energy. This is about a transformation of the self so that your truest nature can come out and shine out. Now, as I was sitting with this card, I kept being brought to just this one dark spot on it. And that was the actual source of the channeled messages. The first thing I got was the book, The Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. And full disclosure, I haven't read this book. It's on my shelf and on my to read list. The last time I tried to read it, it was like bashing my head against a wall. Last night when this came through, I actually looked it up. I asked Spirit, what do I need to know about it? And Spirit said, check it out. So I looked it up, and the premise of The Heart of Darkness is about savagery versus civilization. It's about the ways in which the civilized world kind of diminishes the natural essence and the indigenous people. More than that, it was about the nature of the way that the book was written. This book was intentionally written to make you feel like your head is bashing against a wall. It was intentionally written as a challenge to readers because Joseph Conrad wanted his words and the ways in which he put everything together to invoke the feeling of the character who had to literally fight through the jungle to find someone else. It's words expressing the depths of emotion and oppression and struggle and separation. Once I moved my way through that, I got this image of a magnet, and I'm going to show you guys what I drew. Just like the classic, you hold the magnet. I actually automatically go to Looney Tunes and the gigantic magnets they use. But that's where my brain goes. But the message that I got with that is, you're like a magnet with the appearance of two poles, yet both are one, connected yet seemingly separate. You are the magnet, pulling in polarities and duality, yet as seemingly different as the two or more things you pull to yourself are. You see how they are the same in a world that only sees the differences. This energy is one in which the chosen origin journey was directly into the fires of strife, the struggle to find water, and the persistence to bring these two into a harmonic balance. And it all happened within your being, within your inner world. You are becoming, or have become, the walking embodiment of integrated divine feminine and divine masculine energies. For some, it is approaching full balance. For others, you are now seeing the outer impact of the inner fight through the jungle that you've gone through. Manifestation, healing, and harmony. And when I say harmony, I don't mean I apologize if you heard my stomach just grumble and growl. I don't mean harmony in the sense of the way that we talk in the spiritual community about harmony and balance. I'm talking about music. You are the harmony in any piece of music. These are strong energies in this pile. The final message that I got before we get into the cards is, you came here carrying a darkness, like a black hole or dark matter, feeling like a constant ticking time bomb. But within you, that ticking awoke the sleeping snake. The uncoiling led to rapid diffusing, and what was discovered was a treasure trove of pieces to rebuild into wholeness, a walking mosaic with the truth of the nature of darkness becoming your outer light. And I actually saw the imagery as I was sitting there and writing this. My eyes weren't even on the sheet of paper. It's a miracle that I feel like it's a miracle that everything went on a straight line, which happens when I automatic write at times. But I was seeing this imagery of this bomb, and you could see a fuse, but there was also a timer. And it was like wrapped all around it was this snake. And the snake heard the ticking, heard the fuse, woke up, and just like very simply yanked the fuse out. And then everything just crumbled. And I would almost equate it to a tower, but it felt different. It felt simple. It felt peaceful. Give me just a moment. Willow stole one of my daughter's shoes. She's such a little sneak. Okay, I apologize for that. I just didn't want, my daughter's shoe to get destroyed. She already ate the shoelaces of one of Cooper's brand new shoes, and we had to replace them on like the first day we bought them. But this snake, once the bomb had the fuse just simply taken out, instead of it feeling like a tower moment, it was just like this, it was almost like an unfolding, or like the lotus blossoming out of the mud, just coming up and bursting forth. And all the pieces that had constituted this ticking time bomb, this perception of dark matter or a black hole, this sucking void within you, it opened up, and it was like stars and galaxies and planets and life and everything just was there within you. I don't know what you did at all. I have no idea, because I feel like it's everybody in this pile has done something radically different, and so different that you may have struggled to find any kind of correlatable situation in the world. That's not because you're cursed. It's not because you're like walking darkness. It's because your darkness is the essence of light. I don't know what that means, but that's what's coming through. So how this reading works is on this side, we have the illusions. Now, this illusion could be a conditioned structure of your mind. It could be the projections and perceptions of others. Whatever it is, it's just the illusion of gossip as we know it now. Gossip. This is the true gossip. This is the essence, the truth of who you are. This is what Spirit wants you to see or have confirmed within you. So let's take a look at the cards. We have the card 42 with joy, and the card 51, grateful optimism, joyous views of the future. Okay. First of all, these are both 6 energies. And remember that I mentioned harmony and balance, and that's what it is. And I'm looking at her necklace, and there's an instrument kind of like a xylophone, but not quite, that this reminds me of. It's got like hanging musical pieces that you can hit. I don't know. It's kind of like a wind chime, but not quite. I don't know what it's called, but I'm seeing that with her necklace, and that's again with that resonance. That's that singing. You're the people who everybody says it's like you have 2 extremes. You either don't believe in joy at all, like the essence of joy. There's no such thing. And you're just like this walking cloud. And remember, please remember, I feel like I need to specify here. This is the illusion. This is the illusion, please. Okay. So it's like you're either a walking cloud, like I'm like Eeyore, just no matter how many times things work out, the focus is on what doesn't work out. So there's that energy there. And on the opposite side, there's the energy of you are delusionally optimistic. And I don't want to sound harsh, But what I'm getting is like, there have been so many people that have kept you feeling that polarity without being able to connect it, that you literally had to pull away from people in order to be able to connect it. Because it was like, you have all the extremes, you have all the emotions, you have the full gamut. And that's a beautiful thing. And I am here to tell you, I also am the person who feels all the extremes. And it takes a lot of work to not be reactive to the extremes, but to let them play out, to let them flow through. And I just saw 11:55 on my clock. You're that person that feels everything. And that means the highs are incredibly high. It's like you're floating as you're walking. You know, they talk about floating on air or walking on cloud nine. You know what that's like. You can actually physically describe that. And it's a beautiful thing, because in those moments, it's like you're the absolute closest to the divine, the absolute closest to the sun. And with that Leo energy, the sun is exactly who you are. You may have like a Scorpio sun and a Leo moon, is what I'm picking up, or vice versa. And remember, you don't have to have those things for them to resonate. But picking up that Leo and Scorpio energy, those are your polarities, and they are not oppositional signs. So it does throw things off kilter a little bit, because you would think Leo and Aquarius are oppositional, and then Scorpio and Taurus are oppositional. But you have this essence of Leo and Scorpionic energy, and you're harmonizing that. And people, the perception outwardly, the gossip of what we think of gossip now, is that you're either like overly optimistic. You see all the best, and it's just delusional. You don't take into account reality, or you're so negative that people want you to embrace more optimism. And people just don't understand that you're someone that feels it all and sees it all, and you know the reality that's going on, but you also know that there are highs and lows to everything, and that those highs and lows carry within them the essence of true beauty, the essence of true blessings, true gifts. And it's truly a beautiful thing. I want you to know it is a beautiful thing that I pick up from your energy. And so don't mind the gossip. Let's find out what the true gossip, the true essence of you from Spirit is. We have the card 3, slow but steady, and the card 45, brilliant beliefs, luminous life force, and personal power. Absolutely, this is exactly right. See, here's the thing. You came in to this existence, and you likely have experienced just about any fathomable situation that anyone could pick up on. But you kept going. That tortoise and the hare story about how the tortoise moved really slowly, but it was a consistent, steady pace, whereas the hare bolted forward and then had to take a nap. That's when the tortoise overcame. For you, it was like there was no hare. You just knew. You knew within your absolute essence, your absolute being, that if you kept going, if you keep going, that this life force that you carry within you, this personal power, these beliefs, these knowings, these understandings will be what shine out in the world. And it's through this and your diligence and your persistence and your willingness to continue going forward all the time, to find that water in the desert, to bring that balance of energies of action and receptivity into yourself that really shows this personal power. And it may have been a very, very long journey, not just in this life, but on a soul level, a very long journey. But this is the life where you do it. You complete it. You come into this balance and you bring those disparate pieces forward. You bring that together. You harmonize that essence of fire and water, that essence of darkness and light. And you know that your darkness is your strength. Your darkness is your light. And you don't, it's like you already know. Look how both of the figures are looking inward. They're literally looking in at this balance. You are someone who just naturally looks inward. You look inward for your answers. You look inward for the darkness and the light. You look inward because you know within you all of those gifts and all of those blessings have already been bestowed upon you. And so you are okay with whatever pace you have to take because you already know that you will stand firm in your truth, that you will stand firm in your personal power, that you will do all of this while holding the extremes and the opposites of all of these emotions in your life. And it doesn't matter what anybody tells you because you know that all parts of this experience are important parts. They are crucial. They are essential. And you will go as long as you need to because you understand. You understand. There is so much that comes after you understand. But I feel like I don't need to tell you it because you already know. Okay, Spirit, can we get some closing messages for pile 2? Where can they go from here? We've got the King of Wands. Yeah, again, there's that fire energy, that truth and power. The Sun. Look at that. The Sun and Leo energy. Again, so strongly here. Don't be afraid to show that darkness. If some of you really do, like, you're that person that everybody is like, you're just always positive. Don't be afraid to shine your darkness into the world is what I'm hearing. Because it's your darkness that sources the sun. Okay, that's too many. Can I get one more? Okay. We have the Star. This is you have a lot of heavy, like, spiritual awareness, spiritual understanding, spiritual integration energy. You may be star seeds, you may be astrologers. You may resonate both with the night and the day. The Star is also Aquarius energy. And then on the back, we have the Three of Pentacles. And this is one of my favorite Three of Pentacles because it shows that it's about a family unit building and creating together, weaving into harmony everything that they want to weave. And just like the intro, if you skip the intro, please go back and watch it if you want to understand the gossip part. But just like in the intro where the message was about our words weave magic into the world, and it's based off of the intention. When you weave into the world this beautiful understanding of all things, you actually create harmony and family and balance and beauty and brilliance and all those hopes and that brightness that you shine forth. You just exude that. But for those of you who haven't fully come into balance with this darkness energy within you, please understand that Spirit wants you to know right here and right now that this is your personal power. This is your life force. It is not a dark part of you. It is it's like carrying the void within you. And that can seem scary, the perception of it can be scary. But the truth of it is that is the essence of creation, the essence of life, the essence of the life force. And you know that because it's ingrained in you, it's instilled in you, and you are weaving that into your outward life. Moving forward, trust what you're building, trust what you're creating, because whatever it is that people are like, oh, this person is just this way, or this person is just that way, you're going to stand up and stand tall in what you know. And your divine masculine energy especially is like, yeah, I am so ready for this, because your divine masculine has fully awoken within you and has harmonized or is harmonizing with your divine feminine. And I am here to tell you that people like you are more than needed in this world. The world is in the desert and you are the oasis. Okay, pile 2. First of all, I just saw 2233. So if you see 22s and 33s, that is your guides coming forth to confirm and assure you that you are on the right path. So we have a lot of repeating numbers. We've got 2 6s, 2 8s, and 2 3s, and then we saw 2233. So this is huge, huge, huge energy. Pile 2, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you to your guides and my guides for facilitating the connection between us. Thank you to Spirit for bringing forth these messages. Just thank you very much. If this message resonated, please hit that like button. Go ahead and share it. Share it on social media if you feel so inclined. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming readings. Down in the description box, you'll find links to my author page with all of the planetary retrogrades. If you're interested in working with a retrograde energy, it's always very, very helpful to be aware of the energies so that you can work with them and not against them. And let us know in the comment section below how this resonated and how you're feeling with everything, because you feel it all. So you have so much to teach the world about feelings and emotions. Okay, pile 2, thank you again, and I love you all. I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you chose the 3rd card, the Lover's card, this is your message. And for you, I'm actually going to move it up so you can actually see the image. Because even though with the way that all the lighting and everything is, the card looks white. At least it does on my screen. I haven't edited yet, obviously, so we'll see. But the initial energies that I was picking up with this was Pisces, Gemini, and Libra energy. But I also got the message of your essence and soul archetype being the heartbeat of the collective. Last night, as I was sitting with these cards, I opened myself up to do automatic writing and channeling. And the first thing that came through with this card was about treasure. And a quote came through that was, "Not all treasure is silver and gold, mate." And that's Captain Jack Sparrow said that from Pirates of the Caribbean. The message that I got from your card from Spirit is, love is the truth. It is the essence, the all, the origin, the ending. You are here to remember, much like the root of a word holds the essence of its meaning, that love is your root. Love is not about being bright and colorful, but rather it is simple lines drawn on a blank page, bringing the absence of the gift of all, white and black. In this life, your greatest lesson has and always will be returning to your root, returning to love. When challenges arise, times become bleak, and color becomes washed of its sparkle and vibrance, you hold within you the map, key, and course to the truest treasure of all. Simply love. And then I got the song Always Love by Nada Surf. The final imagery that I got that I took notes on had to do with your heart chakra and how your heart chakra actually comes forth in an energetic form into a physical form in the world. Your heart chakra exudes this certain type of energy. It's as though everything originates from your heart. Give me just a moment. I gotta let Willow out. Okay, I apologize for that. Pile 3. She's still a pup and she just woke up from her nap. And when she does, she always has to go to the bathroom, and she actually is becoming way better at signaling instead of having accidents in the house, which is wonderful. Back to what we were talking about. With your heart chakra, the essence of who you are flows from that. And it goes from, say this is your heart chakra here. It actually flows from your heart chakra. And it's almost like, the imagery that I get is it's almost like it goes with your bloodstream. In Reiki training, we learn about the meridian system, and the meridian system runs parallel to the bloodstream in your body, and it's an energetic system. With you specifically, it's as though the heart chakra is the hub, and you have a third system that runs with these. Sometimes it crosses both. Sometimes it runs alongside them. Sometimes it just kind of goes off on its own. But I saw lines going from the heart down through your arms, through your fingers. And as you do things like brush strokes, writing, anything that you do with your hands, when you and when you speak, it goes up through your throat, and it comes out as this embodiment in each and every word that you speak. It winds around anyone who hears the words, anyone who reads the words that you write, anyone who sees the art that you create. It winds around them. Not in a bad way. It felt so gentle. It's the image that I'm getting is a memory actually from when I was a kid, and my grandparents' house was out on a farm, and there were cornfields next to it. And I used to go and walk in the cornfields, and it always felt like such an adventure because the corn would grow significantly taller than I was. I could still see the sky, but the only thing around me that I could see was the green of the corn growing up. And I remember that feeling as I would walk by, as the leaves would tickle my skin. And it was like this beautiful secret that the corn was sharing with me, of what it felt like to have the wind rustle its leaves, of what it felt like to have its roots sink deep into the ground, of what it felt like to have the warmth of the sun shining on it, and the joy of the water as it fell and brought nourishment and hydration to it. It was in these moments that it was so magical, but it was only just a brush on my skin. This is what your words do. This is what your creations are. It's this beautiful essence of magic and wisdom and secret awarenesses, but not in a way of secrets in a bad way. It's like you make people feel like they're in on this beautiful secret just by being you, by sharing yourself. You fill people with the truest essence of what it means to bring black to white, to give all the colors to where there is an absence. You are a walking reminder, and everything you do serves to awaken and remind others in the world to see beyond sight to the eye of the heart. And that was the final imagery I got, was this beautiful hub, but it was like an eye, almost equatable to the eye of Thoth or the eye of Horus. But it was so gentle and peaceful, and the only thing that you could see in that eye was love. And so while this card says the lovers, it was the imagery of the black lines on a pure white background, and the continual message that what we know about the colors, white and black, is white is the absence of colors, and black is all colors in one combined. And you take these things and bridge them together so beautifully. And it is part of your natural essence, your natural way of moving, of speaking, dancing through life. And it is a blessing, a gift, but it is who you are. It is natural and who you are. So that was your channeled message that I got last night. The way that this reading works is, on this side, these cards are the illusion. The gossip, as the word means now. It may be the illusion of negative mindsets that you have. It may be the illusion of others and what they say and the perceptions or projections that they place on you. This side is the true gossip. This is the true pouring of the self into the physical form that Spirit wants you to be aware of. So let's get started. We have the card 13 with abundance. The card 52, hidden knowledge, Akashic records, silent understanding. And she has a lynx on her head. That's been repeating. That's, your energy has really been coming in a lot. I feel very strongly like you've been struggling with this a lot. The gossip, the projections, the opinions, the beliefs of others is that you have this abundance of wisdom, of knowledge. And it spans so many things. It's like you have all of this here. And in some ways, what I feel as though is that because you are this beautiful, beautiful, loving person, I have to mention, I am looking at my screen right now, and down in the corner of my computer screen is actually like, with my operating system has stock information, and it's got Amazon on there with an arrow going up, but the stock is up by 2.22%. And it just caught me so strongly. I don't know if any of that is resonant, but the number was what caught me, the 222. So that may be significant for some of you, but for some reason, Spirit's like, you need to read all of it. You need to explain this. So however that plays into your life, I just have the feeling that you guys are going to know, because, this is how Spirit works. for all of us, really. But what I'm getting here is the lynx keeps pulling me in. Okay, so a lynx has dual meaning. Sometimes a lynx is a sign of deception. It's a sign of trickery. Other times it's a sign of the wisdom of the darkness, the wisdom of the night. And in this case, with this card, it feels like the wisdom of the moon. But what I'm getting from this is you may have, because you are such a truly, truly gentle soul, like you just have this beautiful, innocent essence of pure love that people can take advantage of too easily. I didn't even want to say it. It's kind of like please don't say the same thing. And I'm not trying to repeat pains that you may have gone through. But when Spirit calls me to bring messages forth, the reason behind that is because there's something deeper that you may not be seeing about yourself, but that you know within yourself. And that denial of it can also cause pain. And Spirit really wants to alleviate that for you. You are a gentle soul, and you are a walking embodiment, an essence of love in this life. But you may have come into situations where people understood this about you better than you understood that about yourself. And they took from you. And it wasn't unwillingly given most of the time, but it may have made you feel naive and gullible. And that's the furthest thing from the truth, because while love is the purest, softest essence of everything, it also is the strongest, most pervasive, powerful force of everything. Love makes us warriors. It makes us fighters. So the gossip that I'm picking up is this split energy where, because of experiences in the past, for people to talk about this abundance of wealth and wisdom and knowledge that you have within you, they think that you're holding back, holding out on them. So they push and pull and take from you. They lure you in and then take what they need and walk away. And it leaves you feeling as though you're giving away all of your abundance to other people because you watch them excel from what you've given them while things fall apart around you. But the real truth is that was a past projection. And one of the things that you're not seeing is the gossip now is that it's very, very positive. It's actually closest to the essence of the true origin of the word gossip now, because people come to you because they know that you have this abundance of knowledge and this abundance of wisdom, and they want to learn from you in equality, in an equal exchange. They want to give to you as you give to them. They want to add to your abundance. Like I'm seeing these three coins like they're adding on top of each other. And the reason why, and I know this is bamboo, but it really does remind me of those cornfields, is because of what you make them feel when you speak to them, when you draw or paint, when you sing, when you write for them. However it manifests for each one of you, it's going to be different. But it's I just heard the new talk on the new talk of the town, or the new word on the street, is that you have this within you, and that makes people talk. But it's good talk. That's what I'm getting here. It's very good talk. But I do see how in the past it had that absence of. And now it's being filled in with the all. So let's take a look at the truth that Spirit wants you to know. I'm so sorry, guys. I just got distracted because my fat cat Bella is underneath my altar space where I usually like sit and meditate or set my healing waters for pulling in all of the energy. She's down there giving her loving wisdom and energy, but she also just rolled around on the ground and there were aster seeds from flowers that had shifted into the seed form. And so now she's freaking out because she's too fat to actually be able to get out. So her back is like twitching incessantly. I'm sorry. She just fell over and scared herself. Oh my gosh, my animals are such characters. It's so great. Okay, let's get that truth from Spirit. I'm sorry, the animals with you guys may be animal whisperers too. That may be something here, especially cats. So the truth that Spirit wants you to be aware of as what the essence of your soul is the card 43 and letting go. And look, we still have this white and this black repeating. You get such a strong energy with you guys. The giving of the all in places where there is an absence. Where they look to the past and to the absence of, and that's what I get with this letting go card is the past is where there was an absence, but the future, look to the future. Let the warmth of the true essence of who you are fill you up, and know that as you move forward, it is a give and take, an equality of all instead of any kind of absence. And this is something that your soul knows. Your soul knows how to let go of that place. And then we have the card 23, Shamanic Journey, Purpose, Attunement, Vision Quest. You know what? The Reiki energy here is really strong. Some of you may be called to being Reiki practitioners. Some of you maybe have some sort of understanding of a new type of Reiki energy or a new type of healing energy. Some of you may have just recently gone through an attunement, and that has brought up a lot of these past things. Now I understand a little bit more why I was thinking about my own attunements and my own journey to become a Reiki Grandmaster over the course of 2020 to 2021. Throughout that time. And then it was every attunement brought something new into my life, but it also brought up the old. And it brought up the old in order to let it go, in order to move forward, in order to be able to see the all that is. Even in the places where it has seemed the most desolate and the most absent. You may be shamanic healers called to shamanism. You may be very, very good at vision questing. You may be very good at receiving psychic visions, psychic dreams. Again, I'm getting animal whisperer. You may want to be like an animal Reiki practitioner. And if you're wondering, because I just heard, is that even a thing? Yes, it is, because I actually have my animal certification as well. And I can confirm that it is a thing. Because everything is all interconnected, animals do have a chakra system. It's quite amazing. I actually work with my own animals from time to time. You're learning that one of the purposes that you have in this life is to release the burdens of the past, release the absences of the past, in order for you to be able to continue forward on this quest, this mission, this vision that you have within you that you're building. You're learning how to move from the heart, because that is who you are. And what I'm seeing here more than anything is that in a huge, huge way, while you may be going through this kind of internal upheaval and mental upheaval, and I just saw 22 on the clock, so twos are very strong with you guys. While you may be enduring these things and going through these things and feeling these things, feeling these emotions, having these memories come back and reviewing these things, what you may not understand or may not be able to see quite yet outwardly is that what you've done in letting things go, in moving forward, in moving into your purpose, in embracing this journey that you're on as a healer, in whatever way it comes out, has shifted the way that people talk, see, perceive, and even project onto you, because the projection they have onto you is more of an equality. Like, I see you for who you are, and I see the worth that you have, and I would like to partake in that, but I want to be sure that I can give back to you as well. And that's a beautiful, balanced energy that has taken, I just heard, lifetimes for you to fully build. I don't even have to ask for the cards. We have Judgment card, the Seven of Pentacles, yeah, and Seven of Wands. We have repeating sevens. There's 7, 7, 7, 7. You guys may have been called to another pile. There's a lot of resonances between this and another pile. I don't want to mention the pile because this is based off of your intuition. If you felt called to another pile, I can feel that very similar energy. Yeah, definitely. And then we have the Knight of Wands on the back of the deck. So moving forward from here, Spirit wants you to know that this letting go, you have released a lot of the pains and the wounds. You have learned how to hear the calling of your heart, the calling of your soul, the truest nature of who you are. And you're actually pulling more of your higher self into you so that you can nurture the seeds that have been planted. And moving forward, you're actually going to be this shining example in the world of the nature of the protection of love. It's kind of hard to put into words because as I'm looking at this, I see, instead of like a protective bubble around her, which is what it normally comes off as, it's like this crystal ball of clarity and wisdom, and you don't even have to look. And the Seven of Wands talks about, this conflict, somebody just fighting against other people who are fighting them. But in this one, it's almost like these wands are being put forth in offering, because you're not looking at the conflict anymore. You're not looking at the past. You're not looking at the absence, because you're sitting in this wholeness. And because of that, you are this inspirational force. You have this balance of, let me settle, let me center, but you also have the essence of taking action and being inspired and being an inspiration. And again, I'm getting such strong shamanic energy here. The drums, the fires. You may be called to doing drumming circles, or you may be called to doing drumming meditations. I know they have a lot of drumming meditations on YouTube. I absolutely love doing shamanic drum journeys. They have been some of the most intense, incredible vision quests I've ever gone on. Some of you may just have a natural gift with doing that for others. It's almost as if within your very essence, you just know how to lead people through this shamanic awakening, this awareness, this great feat of coming into a space of pure love. So while there may have been those times in the past, Spirit wants you to know right now that the truth is that the gossip in the outside world is the same as the gossip in the spiritual world for you. Everyone sees the truest beauty and essence of who you are. They see all sides of you, and they see that you really do bring everything into nothing. Black to white, all the colors to the absence of any color. You bring all of that in everything that you do. And the world is better because of it. The world is better because of you. Okay, pile 3. This is all I'm seeing. This is all I'm hearing. I get this feeling all the time. I just want to hug you guys, but I want to hug you because I know how far you've come. And I am so damn proud of you, and so is Spirit and your guides and your ancestors, and your very soul is so proud of you. You have overcome so much. Thank you so much. Thank you to your guides and my guides. Thank you to Spirit for these amazing messages, this wonderful clarity. Thank you to you, pile 3, for all that you do, all that you are, and all that you are becoming. If this resonated, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Down in the description box, you can find links to my author page on Amazon with all of my planetary retrograde guidebooks, the lessons and energies of the 2022 to 2023 zodiac season are in these books. And even though some of the aspects and transits have passed, the lessons are still there and will always be there for our benefit, our energy, and our growth. So they really are timeless books. I feel very strongly like those would help you on this journey. So go check them out. They are available in paperback and in ebook format, as well as Kindle Unlimited. Let us know down in the comment section below if this was your pile. I almost wanted to ask anything specific, but it's kind of like there's something that you can share with us. Whatever it is that you can share with us, we would love to hear. So pile 3, I want to say thank you again one more time, and I will see you at my next reading. I love you all. Bye. Hello, pile 4. If you chose the 4th and final card, the card 38 with the pearl threaded, this is the message that I channeled for you. First of all, the initial energies I picked up were Aquarius, Scorpio, and Libran energies. And I actually got an archetype title or name for your energy in your pile, and it was the connector. So I'm going to read the automatically written channeled message that I got for you first, and then we'll dive into your reading. Pearls must be formed in the belly of an oyster, not from sand, but from something outside getting trapped within. Over time, the oyster will surround and encapsulate the trapped particle with the essence of its own protective shell, until what once was separate from it becomes a beautiful, valued treasure from within. The gifts you hold within your being have come from the pains, traumas, and projections of others onto you, but your heart and soul carry the ability to lovingly surround and transform these pieces into a treasure far beyond what others have placed within you. As you now open yourself, this is what arises to greet the world. The beauty of your essence, your empowerment, and a pearl of wisdom which brings forth hope to those still working on transforming what has been trapped within themselves. When you bring this true pearl to the world, it requires you to willingly open yourself to connections. Just as to make a pearl necklace, you need to drill holes in each pearl. Do not fear this process, for it is reflected in all those who are connected and threaded together. Pile 4, one of the biggest things that I picked up with this energy, and before I say that, I do want to say that some of you may have Sagittarius in your 11th house. That just suddenly came through. But one of the things that I picked up from your pile that I have to tell you, I deeply, deeply appreciate, because it's very reminiscent of my own Virgo energy, but it's more driven, more passionate in a completely different way, is your ability to find connections in things, to thread together pieces that others wouldn't normally see. They wouldn't normally find the value of these pieces in conjunction with each other or connection with each other. It's like, it's like, I grew up being told the colors red and purple don't go together. You shouldn't put them together. They don't meld together. But I'm actually being drawn to this crystal of mine, this Super 7 crystal that I have, that has this rusted or red ring of, I want to say it's hematite on it. And even this other smaller piece that I have that has that same coloring. And when I look at those crystals, there is such a beauty to them. It's an ethereal, completely different beauty than any other crystal I've actually worked with. It just has its own essence. But the concept that red and purple don't go together is that same kind of structure that you could say, if you think about it this way, then you're saying that the crown chakra and the root chakra don't go together. And there may be chakras in between, but it's not like you can't connect them. There's always a way. And it's thinking and perceiving and moving in these ways where you take something so ordinary, like fashion advice, and you elevate it to this beautiful spiritual level of awareness. And in doing so, you actually bridge things like the crown chakra and the root chakra, or the spiritual and the physical, in a brand new way, in a very beautiful way. Most people have heard that a grain of sand becomes trapped within an oyster, and over time it becomes the pearl. And as I was connecting with this energy, I heard, look it up, research it. And this is something that is a common thing for me to do. Again, I refer to my Virgo energy on that one. But I was pulled to looking this up. And I was shocked to find out that my understanding and awareness of how a pearl is formed was completely off base, because it's debris or a piece of food or something external that gets caught and trapped, and the oyster can't get it out. So what it does is it nurtures it, it protects it, it loves it, it turns it into something different, something beautiful, something brilliant. It turns it into the pearl. The way that this understanding flowed into me, while I've experienced it in my own way, was so beautifully profound, because normally I never would think to go and look something like that up. I think did that just disappear? Because I thought it was dust, but it just seemed to disappear when I moved my thumb. Perhaps not. But you have this way of seeing all the different layers of things. It's like Shrek. He says he's an onion. He has many layers. And Donkey argues, well, not everybody likes onions. Don't you want to be a cake or a parfait? Everybody loves a parfait. Something like that. I'm probably butchering the quote, but the premise is the same. The ogre knows, Shrek knows what he is, and he knows what the correlation of him is. And it's now I'm being brought to when you cut up onions, and the older the onion, the more pungent it is when you cut it up. And so that's what causes you to tear up. And granted, it's a really actually painful experience. If you've ever hand cut an onion, it's actually a painful experience. But that's what I get from you. It's like you're this ancient onion. And as you open yourself up, you bring this emotional awareness to others, this emotional depth and layers of awareness to others that they contain within themselves by putting pieces together and threading things together that they would not normally know how to do or even have an inkling to do so. But you come into their life, however long, however brief, and you bring that forth, and that tearing up, while at the moment may be painful, that one instant of pain gives such a profoundly deep release that it helps to open the oyster and helps to be open to the drilling of the pearl within that person. Wow. Wow. So on this side, these cards are the illusions. This is the contemporary way that we view gossip, the word gossip. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go back and watch the introduction so that you fully understand how this works. I know I tried to keep the introduction as short as I could, but I know that oftentimes we can skip it. In this one instance, it's actually incredibly important to understanding how this energy and this reading works. So these are the illusions. These are the contemporary versions of gossip. They could be projections of others, mindsets that have been inherited or conditioned based off of interactions with others, or simply just, perceptions, projections, things like that. On this side is the true gossip. This is the true essence of what was poured forth into this earth, the self or individual that you are poured forth, the gossip from spirit. So let's get the cards. We have card 28 and anger. Oh, I have a story about that. And the card 2 with courage, strength, fierceness, and family. If you can hear my cat meowing right now, I want you to know she's not in pain. What she is doing, and the funniest thing about it is I guarantee you she has probably a Nerf dart in her mouth as she is bellowing in that level and volume, because that's what it sounds like when Bella finds a dart. All right. So the story that I want to tell you has everything to do with these cards and your energy and the talk, but give me one moment. I have to let Willow out. She just woke up from a nap. Okay, pile 4, I'm back. And as I was letting Willow and Jade out back, I looked down into the basement stairs, and Bella was up at the top of the stairs looking at me. And of course, I'm like, "Oh, Bella Principas, you're so pretty. What did you find for me?" Look down. There's definitely one of my boys' Nerf darts at the bottom of the stairs, and she just was looking at me like, "Praise me." So that's just my funny story. Now let's go on to the story of this anger card, 28, and the lesson that I had to learn the hard way in order to be able to come here and teach you guys. Last night, I was sitting outside on the grass. I was trying to get grounded and help recenter my sacral chakra because I was going through an emotional time that had everything to do with my family. It had to do with some conflict with my daughters and some friends, and just some very toxic situations that my eldest is in, that I had to learn to take a step back instead of reacting. I had to learn to pull my energy away and recenter instead of trying to rescue. And it's very hard for me. She is almost 19 years old, but she's still my baby. She's my baby girl, and I want to do nothing more or less than protect her. And I can become angry and reactive when someone does something, and something to the level of which I found out yesterday was done that impacted both my daughters, where one of Eliza's birthday presents from her big sister / mentor was stolen from someone who doesn't like my eldest daughter's boyfriend. Stolen. They tagged it, broke it in half, and left a threatening note on it, not realizing, first of all, that, I mean, that's a crime, but second of all, that they weren't they weren't just attacking one person, they were attacking multiple people. And when you go through a lot of situations that create pain and create trauma in your life, you can get really reactive and angry when you see these same situations occurring, and especially when it comes to people that you love. Even if it's not your immediate family, if you don't have kids or anything like that, friends, even just people who are oppressed, the downtrodden, those who are the quote unquote underdog. And you know that you have this courage and this strength and this fierceness, and you know that you can fight this way. But sometimes the reactivity of it comes off as anger. Now, the part about this anger card is it's a yellow jacket, it's a wasp. And wasps can sting multiple times when they're threatened. Last night, as I was sitting outside trying to get grounded, I had a wasp land on me. But I didn't know it was a wasp because it landed on my back. And so I thought it was a fly, and I reacted. And I reacted by, slapping at it. And of course, don't do that if it's a wasp on your back, because I got stung twice. It was very painful. It's still quite painful. But this is what the gossip is there is an essence within you that, because of all that you've been through and the way that you are connected to others and the love that you share and everything, you have this strength and this fierceness within you and this protector quality. But there are times where the perception comes off as though you're reacting in anger, as though you're going to sting, as though you're venomous, you're poisonous. And at the same time, this may have developed over time because of other people's projection of the way that you come forth in your protective state. You know that it's coming from this divine warrior place, this fierceness of knowing your own strength and knowing and being courageous and wanting to bring that forth to the people that you love. And then someone else automatically tells you that, you know, you're just angry and mean and, you know, poisonous or toxic or something like that. And that may have been internalized and actually turned into repressed anger so that you don't know the difference internally. But the perception of others is skewed. It's based off of their own sense of a lack within themselves. They feel they lack this courage and this strength. And so they get angry. And so they project these things. And in that way, it ends up almost transforming you because of how much you've been through. When you allow it in, it transforms you into the wasp, the reactor, the one that stings. But when I sat with Spirit and asked about, you know, I was already feeling pretty beat up, and my husband was like, you know, you haven't had the best like second half of the day. I was like, I know, but I also know I can shift this energy. I just need some reflection time. I need some time to work through it. And, you know, to his incredible credit, he always allows that and respects that. But when I asked Spirit, the message that I got was, it was about the reactivity. Had you stood up, the wasp would have lost its footing because it's no longer on something stable because you're moving now. And so when you move out of the place that you're in, that one place that you were in is no longer stable and it is now transforming. And if you hadn't reacted, you wouldn't have gotten stung. And sometimes that's the hardest thing for us to do, is not react. Because you are this divine warrior. You have this strength, this courage, this protective quality and feature, and this fierceness within you. But sometimes we aren't called to react because the projections of others are, okay, the projections of others can end up stinging us, can end up injecting venom, injecting poison into our mindsets, into our energy. And so this to me is something that I feel like you have either overcome already or have come to this realization. And I want to say, first of all, thank you for the lesson, because I know it was the energy that I was downloading for this reading that taught me so that I could come here and bring this clarity to you. But let's find out what the truth is here, because I have the feeling that if I let myself sit in this energy, we could be talking for hours. So we have the card 39 with creativity and 29 wisdom, learning, joy, art, and music. Yeah. Okay. Number one, ones and twos are incredibly prominent here. 28 is 10. That reduces to a 1. We've got the card 2, 38, which reduces to 11, 29, which reduces to 11, and then 39, which reduces to 12. Yes, I know it's 3, and there are 3 cups, but I'm seeing ones and twos. this is harmonizing divine masculine and divine feminine. This is the difference between the two energies. I get this sense that more than anything, the gossip, the outer perception is a lot of masculine energy within you, and that isn't gender specific. In fact, it almost feels oppositional, but it is a lot of masculine energy. And there may be some perceptions of toxic masculinity within this, or you may have experienced a lot of toxic masculinity in a way that really skewed your masculine energy in the past. And the truth of your soul is so beautifully, beautifully soft and feminine and wise and creative, transformational. The real true essence of who you are is the one that can transform, that can bring all these things together and transform it into wisdom. I feel like you guys are teachers. I mean, I know it says learning, joy, art, and music, but I feel like you actually teach these things to people. You have this creative spark. And what people don't realize is the moments that you get the angriest, the moments that you have this automatic reactivity, it's because it triggers something within you that reminds you of your strength, that reminds you of your foundations, it reminds you of your inheritance and your ancestors and what you came here to do. It reminds you on a soul level. And when that happens, it's like that stinging moment from the outside world that gets trapped, that venom that gets trapped. You take it and you encapsulate it, you transform it into creative wisdom in such profound and beautiful ways. And you do that through connecting so many different things together to show everybody how we can connect these things, how we can transform these moments. You guys actually make me think of me back in March when I was writing my book, Something Spiritually Catchy, because there was a lot of this duality energy here. If you're feeling a little bit, if you're feeling kind of like I'm seeing like an oyster closing, if you're feeling a little closed off right now, like closed off creatively, if you're feeling like no one understands what divine righteousness feels like or divine anger feels like, nobody understands what kind of strength it takes, check out my book, Something Spiritually Catchy. The description box will have the link to my author page, because that was the process that I was in as I was creating it. And I feel a resonance here. So I feel like that could definitely help you. I wanted to come out. All right. So these are messages of moving forward from this reading. We have the 9 of Wands. Yeah. Like you're the 9 of Wands with the wounded warrior. But look how her face, her essence, her energy, her stance, her body language is literally embodying this strength, this fierceness. Like, I know that I've been through hell and high water. I know that I've been knocked down, knocked back, and I know that other people think this about me, but I know my true essence, and I know that every moment that has tried to knock me down, everything that has tried to come in and hit me and make me be sucked out to sea or drown in the waves or fall and break or react so that they could use it against me. All of these things, I've overcome all of those, and I have used them to build boundaries, to build resistance, to build resilience, to build my strength and my courage so that I can create the life that I desire, knowing that it is coming from the wisdom of my soul, from this beautiful moment of transformation and the truest essence of divine love. We've got the Five of Wands. Yeah, it's like the melee, the chaos, the competition. It doesn't phase you because you've done it before. And the Eight of Wands, there's a lot of fire energy here. I was picking up Leo energy with the Courage. So you may be a Leo or have Leo placements. You may have been called to another pile. If that resonates, please go check that out. I'm not going to tell you which number because Spirit consistently has been like, don't tell them, because there's a lot of energy in here that is specific to this pile. And then on the back, we have the World card. You are already aware that this is coming to an end. Archangel Metatron and sacred geometry may be prominent in your life. Also, I'm seeing dream catchers. So you may have been having nightmares that may have been kind of hard to pinpoint what it was that was going on. That was a subconscious clearing. But you understand, like you've done the work. You have built your resistance. So it doesn't matter how many people come in and try to take your light or try to fight for something. You understand that we're all connected. You understand that there is more than enough for everybody. You understand that each and every one of those moments where it felt like we had to battle and climb and undergo all of this energy of go, you understand that has building blocks. It has connections to other things, and that we are all connected. So it's better to just help each other out. And so you don't actually see competition in the way that competition is put forth into the world. You see it as a launching ground. And because of that, there's a lot that's going to change. It's almost like I'm seeing this Five of Wands. You're standing here in this Nine of Wands energy, but you don't have that essence of the wounded warrior much anymore. It's just the warrior now. You don't feel wounded. You just feel like a warrior. And so there are going to be people that are fighting tooth and nail to get to you, but not in a bad way. They want to connect now. They want you to teach them how to drill in. They want to experience the creative flow that you have. They want to know how you do this, because the truth is, the gossip and truth of who you are and how you connect to others and how you invoke your own spirit in this world is through moving through these times, closing these cycles, and you're coming forth into the world, and it's at a rapid pace. Again, I'm getting that Sagittarius energy a lot, where it's just, you're taking aim, you know what you want. You're not going to allow this old way of reactivity and the old perceptions of others and the anger and perception of others that really try to diminish the truth of who you are to stop you from being this creative, wise sage that you are. And Spirit is really coming forth and saying, keep standing in your energy, keep standing in your power, keep standing in this flame of the divine, this creative spark of inspiration, because you are that old soul that breaks down the barriers and peels back the layers of others until they find their own fire, their own essence. And there are so many things coming in for you now, because you're just shining. You are like the most rare pearl there is in existence. And I don't even know what that is. And I feel like the world doesn't even know what it is, because the world is now learning you. Okay, pile 4. Wow. Yours was much longer, much more intense reading. And I am honored. So thank you so much. Thank you to your guides and my guides. Thank you to Spirit for these amazing messages, for this amazing energy, for this amazing awareness. Thank you. Thank you for the lessons that we are learning together with each other, even the lessons that hurt. Thank you. If this resonated, please hit that like button. Share it out with your friends, with your family on social media. That would be wonderful. I would really appreciate it. Hit the subscription button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. You can also hit that notification bell so you get notified when I upload next. And remember, down in the description box, there is that link to my author page, as well as links to donate if you feel so inclined. Let me know down in the comments section below how this resonated, because I'm really curious. All right, pile fours, I love you all. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you at my next reading. Bye.